the Extreme Rebuild. This is something I myself have created, and basically what it is I have to trade every single player on the original roster as long as they have interest from another team. I have until week 4 of the preseason to do this, aka the cut day, and by that point every player with interest has to be gone. Now later on in free agency I can re-sign players that were on the original roster, but I cannot trade for those players. Now I can trade players for other players, but I think the best way to do this will be mostly getting picks. So that means we're going to be having absolutely massive draft classes. So if you enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like, drop a sub, and let me know what team you want me to rebuild next, what type of rebuild you want me to do next, anything you want to see, just let me know down below. So without further ado, let's get into the rebuild. Alright, so these are my final updated custom rosters. If you've watched my videos before, you would know that I've been working on these for about a month, and they are finally done. Not every player is on the correct team, but I tried to make the Dolphins 100% correct just for this video. And I think the first order of business is probably going to be trading away some of the more expensive players. So let's look for a team that has a huge need for a corner, and I think we already found that. Alright, the Bears have the projected #1 pick next year, and I doubt they're actually going to have that, so I'm not going to be going for that, because that's just too much value to be giving up for a pick that likely won't even be that high. Alright, very first trade of the rebuild, we are sending cornerback Xavien Howard, who just recently got a brand new deal, but I didn't give him that, just because I feel like that doesn't matter a whole lot. But we are sending him to the Los Angeles Chargers in return for a 1st and a 3rd this year and a 5th next year. But I feel like my start to this video was a little abrupt. Something I forgot to mention is the cap penalty is kind of going to be a problem in this rebuild, because a lot of these players are under brand new contracts, so that's something to watch. That might become an issue, we'll have to see, but it should theoretically be fine, hopefully. But this is our first trade. We have tons more to go, so I don't want to spend too much time on this, but let's get into the next one. How funny would it be if I did this? Should I do this? Why did they take that? I'm gonna die. I don't know why I started choking. But we're sending Tyreek Hill to the Kansas City Chiefs for their 1st round pick this year, their 1st round pick next year, and tight end Travis Kelce. Or I guess Travis Kelce, which is what I originally thought his name was once he got drafted, and then I heard Kelsey, and then fucking, I don't know, dude. Apparently it is Kelce. I love Madden trade logic. This is so cool, dude. Now, how shitty would it be if I traded every player back to their original team? I don't know if I want to do that, I'm gonna be honest. That doesn't sound that fun, but I kinda want to. I wonder if I can do this. No, okay, that would have been sick. Alright, this is a sick trade. We are sending Teron Armstead to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have a massive need at left tackle, for a 1st rounder this year, a 2nd rounder this year, and we're bringing free safety Minkah Fitzpatrick back to the Dolphins, where he originally started. This is gonna be a really, really sick team, I think. I hope. Alright, here we are sending tight end Mike Gesicki to the nope, not to the Dolphins, to the Cincinnati Bengals in return for their 2nd round pick this year, and Jonah Williams. Jonah Williams is probably going to be our left tackle for the whole rebuild. He's only 23, and we're giving Joe Burrow an amazing new weapon. He made CJ Uzomah look really good, so I think he's going to make Mike Gesicki look amazing. Now, I think I'm going to chill on the players a little bit unless there's somebody I really want, but I just kind of wanted to start it out with some good baseline players. And I think I've created a pretty good core of younger players. Travis Kelce isn't young, but he's just amazing. But with Minkah and Jonah Williams, that's a great start. Alright, here we are trading cornerback Byron Jones to the Detroit Lions in return for a 2nd and a 6th this year, and wide receiver Quintez Cephas. Alright, here we are trading Emmanuel Ogbah and Chris Streveler to the Rams for a 2nd round pick this year and a 3rd next year. Alright, I'm a little upset we couldn't get more than this for Jalen Waddle, but teams just didn't really have as much interest in him as I would have expected, considering he was a rookie, and I believe he has superstar development and he's only 21 years old, but we got a 2nd round pick from the Eagles, and they have a really young, great receiving core now with Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith. Alright, here we are trading free safety Javon Holland for a 2nd round pick from the New York Jets. Again, I wish I could have gotten more value from Javon Holland because I think he's an amazing safety, but it's Madden, so so stuff isn't really that realistic. Alright, here we are trading Christian Wilkins and Connor Williams to the Baltimore Ravens in return for their first round pick. Here we are trading Raheem Mostert, Eric Rowe, and Jerome Baker to the Falcons for their second this year and their second next year. Here we are trading Chase Edmonds, Robert Hunt, and Jalen Phillips to the Arizona Cardinals in return for their first round pick this year. Alright, here we are trading Nick Needham and Darius Hodge. I just put him in because it was about like a centimeter away from going through, and trust me, I know what a centimeter looks like. We are trading that in return for a second next year from the Giants. I really didn't expect that to go through, but here we are trading wide receiver Cedric Wilson and quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, who apparently the Steelers are just horny for, in return for a 1, a 2, and a 3 next year. I actually probably could have gotten more than that, but I definitely won't complain. Alright, here we are trading Tua and Preston Williams to the Falcons in return for a first next year. Alright, here we are trading Zach Sealer to the Denver Broncos in return for wide receiver Jerry Jeudy and a 4th round pick this year. That's one of the biggest scams of this whole rebuild so far. Here we are trading Andrew Van Ginkel to the Raiders in return for Clelin Ferrell and a 4th this year. Alright, here we're trading Brennan Scarlett to the Cowboys for a 4th. Here we're trading Raekwon Davis to the Panthers in return for a 3rd next year. Here we're trading Noah Igbenogany to the Bears in return for a 4th next year. Alright, and we actually hit the limit for picks we can have in this first year. So I am trading Myles Gaskin in a 7th round pick to the football team, aka the Commanders, for a 4th this year and a 5th and 7th next year. Here we are trading Durham Smith to the Chargers in return for a 4th next year. Alright, apparently the Chargers want all the tight ends, so we're trading Cethan Carter and Hunter Long and a 6th next year in return for a 3rd next year. Greg Little to the Bengals for a 4th next year. Michael Dieter to the Bears for a 5th and a 7th next year. Robert Jones in a 4th next year for a 3rd next year from the Falcons. Austin Jackson in a 4th next year for a 3rd next year from the Eagles. Nice. Solomon Kinley, a 7th and a 6th this year for a 3rd from the Bengals. Liam Eichenberg to the Bills for a 3rd round pick straight up. Adam Butler in a 6th this year to the Panthers for a 3rd. And finally, Clayton Fejedelem in a 7th next year to the Steelers in return for a 5th next year. Okay, I clicked the mentor rookie. Why is Tyreek Hill wearing a Chiefs jersey? I love this game. I mean, I guess I traded him to the Chiefs. Maybe that's why, but why would that still pop up if he's not on the team? I don't know, dude, whatever. Alright, here's a look at the team, and something you might notice is it's not very good. It's not very good. So over the next few weeks of the preseason, I'm going to keep simming weeks, I'm going to sign some players, and I'll keep checking if the players currently on the roster have any interest from other teams. Okay, so apparently I got Jalen Waddle, Superstar X Factor, even though he isn't on the team anymore. I don't remember who I traded him to, but whoever got him, they're pretty lucky. Oh yeah, I think it was the Eagles. Yeah, well, they're gonna be good. Alright, here's a look at the team going into year number 1 of the rebuild. Unfortunately, there were no more players originally on the roster with interest, but I did fill out the team. I picked up Josh Rosen and Jake Fromm for our QBs, so, you know, elite QB room there. I picked up the GOAT Will Clapp. Isaiah Wilson is another, I guess, notable one. Picked up the GOAT Eric Flowers, who's genuinely a solid guard now, but was one of the worst tackles I've ever seen. Picked up Shaquem Griffin, the legend. Ja'Kai Polite, like Isaiah Wilson, a pretty lazy player. Doug Costin, I believe the Jaguars cut him even though he was a good defensive tackle. Jeff Gladney, I guess I'm just picking up the like all crime team, I don't know, dude. And Kingsley Keke, who I don't know why I had at a 75 overall, I'll have to go and change that in my rosters, but this is a look at the team. A few really good players, obviously, like Minka, Jerry Jeudy, and Travis Kelce. Jonah Williams is pretty good, but this is gonna be definitely not easy, but I'll stop talking now and I will see you guys at the mid-season point. Alright, here at the mid-season point of year number 1, we're actually doing better than I thought we would. I'm surprised we've even won a game. but we're sitting at 2-5. We actually beat the Bills and the Buccaneers, two of the best rosters in the NFL. I love Madden. This game is fun. Like I just said, I love Madden. This game is fun. But here's a look at the team. I did decide to sign David Long and Harrison Phillips because I saw they were available in free agency. Apparently their teams cut them, so I was like, why not? But yeah, we're actually playing with a lot of low morale right now, which is weird because we're doing better than I would have expected and we're not doing that terribly, but apparently the players don't think so. And in terms of re-signings, I might re-sign some of these players later on as long as they do pretty well this year. We'll just really have to see. I mean, a lot of them are really young, so they could develop into something. I probably will sign players like Harrison Phillips and Doug Costin, maybe Kingsley Keke. We'll have to see. That rhymes. But yeah, we're actually doing better than I expected, and I will see you guys at the end of the season. All right, here at the end of year number 1, we actually finished 7-10. This was almost a playoff team. That is disgusting. Josh Rosen passed for 4,300 yards with 20 touchdowns and only 8 picks. Only a 61% completion percentage, but for a 61 overall, that is amazing. Javian Hawkins had almost 700 yards and 10 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy had over 1,000 yards with 6 touchdowns. Travis Kelce had 976 yards and 6 touchdowns. I decided to start River Craycraft for the memes because I am a Washington State fan, and he actually did really well. 843 yards with 2 touchdowns is not terrible. And Quintez Cephas was our number 2 receiver. He had 816 yards and 5 touchdowns. Pretty good so far for the offense. In terms of blocking, I don't think I'm going to be bringing back Isaiah Wilson. Jesus Christ. But the rest of the line actually did pretty well. I'm probably not going to bring Eric Flowers back, but Ben Powers I probably will, and Will Clapp I probably will. Will, see what I did there? Looking at the defense, Shaquem Griffin had 6 sacks, Cleveland Ferrell had 5.5, Kingsley Keke had 5.5, and Harrison Phillips had 5. Pretty good. Tackles for loss, Harrison Phillips had 19, 11 from Shaquem Griffin, 10 from Ferrell, 9 from Keke, 8 from David Long. In terms of picks, Brennan Jones actually had 3, same with Keon Crossan. Thomas Graham had 2, and then there was 1 from a few players. So yeah, overall, man, this team really exceeded my expectations. I thought this was going to be just a pretty terrible year, just kind of a throwaway year, and just a year to, you know, have better draft picks with. But this was actually a really solid start to the rebuild, and I'm actually going to bring back a lot of these players. So here for re-signings, I think I am going to bring back David Long. We got him back. Ben Powers. Kingsley Keke actually does reject us, but that's fine. He wasn't amazing. He was just solid. Doug Costin does reject us, but he was a backup, so that's fine. I probably will try to get him back in free agency. We get Shaquem Griffin back. He was pretty expensive, but he was our best pass rusher this year, so I'm fine with that. Javian Hawkins does come back. He did have a pretty good amount of yards this year, so I'm happy to bring him back. Thomas Graham, we got him back. He had quite a few picks this year, I believe a couple, so not too bad. Isaiah Wilson, absolutely not. Josh Rosen was actually pretty cheap, so if we can't find a better QB this year, he would be a fine starter next year. We get Will Clapp back on a 3-year deal, and we get Harrison Phillips back. I gave him a little more money than he wanted, just because I really needed him back. He was probably our most productive defensive player, so I'm glad I got him back. Alright, here we are in free agency. This team has a ton of needs, but I'm not sure I'm going to go that crazy in free agency this year, just because I'd rather build through the draft. I do think I'm going to try to sign Deontay Harris, but I don't know. We have so many picks that I don't really need to. And we actually don't have that much money, considering we traded everybody away. I guess it's just all the cap penalty, and hopefully that can go away sooner rather than later, but I think I'm just going to stay completely out of free agency this year. I might try to get a few budget players, but more than likely, I will just see you guys in the draft. Alright, so we do sign Chris Barnes. I offered a few more players a contract, but Chris Barnes, I think he's only 24, yeah. He's a 74 overall, and he has star development, so that'll be a nice piece there. He was only like $7 million for 2 years, so I will take that. And Chuma Edoga does reject our contract, but we do get Nate Herbig, and we have 5th-year options. That's probably Minka, I would guess. No, Cleveland Furl, never mind. I am not gonna pick up his 5th year. I'll just re-sign him next year when he needs a contract. And we actually have another one. Who's this one gonna be? Jonah Williams. Okay, I figured it was gonna be him. Okay, well, it's not that he didn't see the field. It's just I don't know if he's worth paying that much money yet. I'm not gonna pick that up. In real life, I would, obviously, but not here just because it's Madden. It doesn't really have the same personal effect that it does in real life, so I'm just not gonna do it. But I definitely will be re-signing him, don't get me wrong. Alright, and here we are in the 2022 NFL Draft. Unfortunately, our first pick is only 8th overall, even though we have, I don't even know how many first-round picks. Let me see real quick. So we have 6 first-round picks, but most of them are within the 20 to 30 range, unfortunately. Actually, 4 of them are 21 to 26, so our first pick isn't until number 8 overall, but in the second round, it does look a lot more promising. I don't think I'm going to be personally taking all these picks. I'm probably just going to sim most of them, just because that's so time-consuming to have to look through each player in this class to find the good ones. So I think I'm just going to try and pick good players for most of the first round picks and some of the seconds, and then I'm just gonna sim a lot of it out because normally the CPU is better at drafting than me anyways, so I might just do that. Okay, this is a quarterback, right? It decides to scout carrying, injury, juke move, spin move, and stiff arm. Not a single passing stat. This game fucking sucks. I hate this game. Alright, here with this first pick, I'm gonna take quarterback Russ Thomas. He's only 21 years old. He ran a 4.46 at the combine. And the only stats I can see about him are awareness, stiff arm, juke move, and trucking. But 3 of those 4 stats are A's. And awareness is a pretty important stat just for any position. So this guy screams hidden development, but now that I say that, it's gonna be normal. But let's take him. Only 21 years old. Let's find out. Okay, of course, I want to fucking die. Normal development, unfortunately, but 90 throw power, 91 speed for a QB. I wish I could see more stats right now, but unfortunately, EA. But he looks like a very, very good player. With this pick, I'm gonna go defensive end Jalen Wright. He's only 21 years old, 33 reps on the bench, which was first for right ends, and A power moves, A tackle. He does only have C awareness, but B play rec is pretty good, so let's take him. He does have hidden dev. Okay, good. 76 speed, 85 strength, 86 agility for a 303-pound defensive end. I don't know how that's possible, but I will take it. Alright, here I think I'm going to take safety Thomas Henderson. He has B hit power, B man coverage. He's only 21 years old. He ran a 4.39 at the combine, which was best for strong safeties. And he has A finesse moves. I don't know what to do with that information. I don't think I'm going to be rushing him at all, but let's take him. And he has 93 speed and hidden development. That is amazing. All right, for the next time I do this, I kind of want to do this in maybe Madden 21, as weirdly as that sounds, because it is such a pain to have to click on every player to see their stats and their speed and everything like that. But James Flores here, he's only 22 years old. He ran a 4.31 at the combine and a 4.26 at his pro day. A spectacular catch, B catching. We don't know anything else about his receiving, but those are enough for me, so let's take him. All right, he does unfortunately have normal development, but the 94 speed is amazing. I would almost argue 4.31 and 4.26 is faster than 94 speed, but I mean, I guess I won't complain too much. Alright, I'm kind of thinking about taking Khalil Williams here. Only 21 years old, as with most of these players for some reason. He ran a 4.64, which is really good for a 295-pound player. That's like insane for someone that big. He has B block shed, B power move, B tackle. This dude looks amazing and would be a great fit for this 3-4, 4-3 hybrid defense. So let's take him. Unfortunately, normal development. I feel like a player that athletic just realistically should be a player that has a hidden development trait, like just objectively, but you know, EA moment, I guess. But either way, I expect him to be a pretty good player. We'll have to see, but he looks really, really good. Alright, none of the linemen in this class look good at all. The best one I see is Max Patterson. He's only 22, he has A awareness, 33 reps at the combine, ran a 4.97. The problem is, the only 2 blocking stats I see are a D and a C, but the A awareness says a different story, and we desperately need a right tackle, so I think I'm going to take him anyways. Alright, he has hidden, which I didn't expect, so that's actually a good pick, regardless of what his overall is, but I don't expect him to have an amazing overall. I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, overall Max Patterson looks pretty damn solid. I think that was a good pick. Alright, I can't tell what this player is, but Philip Whitehead is a linebacker, B block shed, B zone coverage. He's 254 pounds though, which made me think edge, but when I look at him, he looks like just a pure tackling linebacker. But then when I look further at his stats, he has C man coverage, B zone coverage, which is solid. So I really don't know what he is. I'm gonna guess he is what I expected, which is a just tackling linebacker, like a just pure run defender. I don't know, maybe he is a pass rusher with just off-ball linebacker abilities, which would be amazing for us considering our scheme, but let's check him out. Normal development, 86 speed, 75 strength, 91 excel. I forgot it doesn't say their stats anymore because EA, but I guess I'll see what he looks like after the draft. And I think that was our last pick for this class. I'm just gonna sim out the rest of it because the computer can draft better than me anyways. We have 3 picks back to back, so let's just sim the rest of it out. We're gonna have a lot of players, and I'm assuming it'll hit on quite a few of them. We'll see. Alright, so looking at the recap, these were actually some really good picks compared to what I've been picking in the past. It looks like the 2 best players we got were Thomas Henderson, who is a 77 overall, 93 speed, 76 zone. This dude looks really good. And then Philip Whitehead, the linebacker that I just picked. So he is a pass rusher. Okay, interesting. He's actually a perfect fit for this defense because he is a hybrid linebacker. He has good pass rush, good enough coverage, and good tackling. So yeah, he's actually a perfect fit for this. I love that pick. And then the game picked Salvador Lopez for me. He has hidden development, only 21 years old. He's a defensive tackle, 95 strength. I'm curious about how many reps that was, because it seems like 36 typically equals like 90 strength, so that must have been like mid-40s almost, like 44 reps. But also 76 speed, that is good. It seems like most of the players in this game now, in the drafts, are athletic freaks, which is cool, I guess. Unrealistic, but cool. Alright, I moved all the players around, and this is a look at the team going into year number 2 of the rebuild. We obviously have the new quarterback, Russ Thomas here, 73 overall, only 21 years old, unfortunately normal development, but he is still a good player. Javian Hawkins is going to be a running back this year. He was solid last year. He had almost 700 yards, I believe, so I don't feel too bad about that. At some point, I would like to get a new running back, but for now, Hawkins is pretty good. Jerry Jeudy is obviously our number 1 still. We have Quintez Cephas as the 2, and this Flores guy as our number 3. The O-line is looking a lot better. The left side is obviously pretty much the same as last year, but we brought in these 2 rookies with hidden development. Travis Kelce is still the tight end, obviously. This rookie Whitehead was tied for the best player we drafted, tied with Thomas Henderson, who we drafted as a safety, but I'm gonna actually be playing him at corner because he only goes down 1 overall there. Cornerback is a more valuable position, and Brandon Jones was actually pretty solid last year. I believe he led our team in interceptions, so I do want to still give him the start, and I didn't realize I really didn't draft any corners. I drafted this Gamble guy, but that was the CPU, and he's not that good. He's only a 70. Keon Crossan did go up to star development, and I did draft a lot of defensive linemen. There was Wright and Lopez who have star development, or well, I guess hidden, could be superstar or X Factor. And then this Williams guy, unfortunately only has normal, but he is an athletic freak. I'm going to start both of them over Cleveland Farrell, and then here's a look at the specialists for now. This might change, but this is a solid team. We're chilling at a 77 overall, so I'm going to make some final movements with this team, and then I will see you guys at the midseason point. Okay, so here at the midseason point of year number 2, we are 6-0. I'm going to show you the schedule real quick, just to prove that I'm not cheating or anything. Let's see, yeah, there's the home, obviously, because it's the bye week, it's automatically set to that, but we're 6-0. We beat the Patriots, the Bills, the Niners, the Broncos, was the Bears and the Jets. We kind of beat the shit out of the Jets too. Most of these were pretty close except that one. So yeah, we are doing amazing. I kind of want to check the stats real quick, even though it's only the mid-season, just to see why we're doing amazing. I think I found out why. Russ Thomas has 19 touchdown passes already, and it's only the mid-season. That's pretty damn good. The receivers are doing pretty well. The line is holding up really, really well. This Williams guy is doing really well. Tyler Gamble has 2 picks, so it looks like it's mostly carried by a few players doing really well. I don't know how sustainable that is. I don't know if we're going to finish the season as well as we're doing now, but right now we're doing amazing. But we do have a breakout player. Let's see what this is. It is... Who is this? Who is this? Jerry Jeudy? Okay, cool. I don't think he'll get that because that's a lot, 150 yards or 3+ touchdowns, but maybe. And here we have re-signings. There are quite a few big name players, so let's start with Minka. All right, he took a 6-year. How much was it? It was probably something like 90 mil, around there, 88 mil, something like that. Jonah Williams, he needs a contract. All right, let's see if he takes a 6-year 86. Okay, cool. Keon Crossan, he's been surprisingly decent, so let's re-sign him. That's not even that expensive. Cool. Cleveland Ferrell, I'm not going to re-sign. None of these other guys I'm actually going to re-sign, so it looks like that's it. That's the great thing about this rebuild, is all of our players are going to be on rookie contracts except a select few. It is a lot of money per year to put into 2 players. It's about 15 mil a year each, but the rest of our team is pretty much on rookie contracts, so I'll take that. All right, we got a hot opponent scenario, and we actually do take down the Patriots, so I believe that's going to give us a lot of... Oh, just for the next game? Okay, well, I'll take that. And 2,500 XP, that's nice. But I will see you guys at the end of the season. Alright, here at the end of year number 2, we actually look like we had a bit of a collapse. The last time I saw, we were 8-0. We ended up going 3-6 to finish the season, which is not great. But overall, this record is a lot better than I expected. Before we get into the playoffs, I didn't mean to click that. Fuck. I kind of want to see just our season stats, who did well, and I will actually check the early awards, and holy shit. Russ Thomas, 4,800 yards, 47 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. What overall did he go up to? He's at a 77 right now. This dude is insane. This is genuinely one of the best rookie seasons I've ever seen in this game. That is crazy. Javian Hawkins, almost 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3.2 yards per carry is pretty bad. But considering he was just kind of a rando at the beginning, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Quintez Cephas, I didn't mean to click on him. 1,100, almost 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, or I guess Kels, 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy, just over 1K and 10 touchdowns. And James Flores, just 2 yards under 1K and 7 touchdowns. Insane receiving season, obviously. With our O-line, it held up really well. The 2 most disappointing players on the line were our 2 rookies, Tashawn Cartwright and Max Patterson. But other than that, our line was solid. Jonah Williams is a god. Only 5 sacks at left tackle. I don't know if I've seen that low for a left tackle in this game before. That is insane. Will Clapp, I do think I'm going to replace him. Let up 4 sacks as a center. That's not good. Centers normally let up like 0 to 2, so Jalen Wright had 10.5 sacks and 19 tackles for loss. God damn. Unfortunately, only star dev, but still, that was a crazy season. 8.5 and 14 from Khalil Williams. 5 and 7 from Salvador Lopez. Only 2 sacks, but 12 tackles for loss from Harrison Phillips. In terms of interceptions, Tyler Gamble had 5. Looks like he's living up to his last name. That is a lot for Madden. That is a lot for Madden. That's crazy. Brandon Jones had 2 picks this year. That's pretty good. I have no real reason to replace Brandon Jones. I mean, 6 pass breakups, or deflections, whatever they call them in this game. 3 tackles for loss, 87 tackles, 2 picks. I mean, that's fine. That's good. That's not too bad. I have no real reason to replace him at all. The rookie Henderson was a little disappointing. Allowed 52 catches, only 2 deflections, 2 picks, but overall wasn't that good. What is his dev trait? Okay, he has superstar. That is amazing. He's already up to an 81 overall. So it looks like we have our corner 1 for the rest of the rebuild. Well, maybe not our corner 1 if we sign a stud this year, but he's a really good player. But let's take a look at the team before we get into the playoffs too. I just want to see what kind of development everyone has. We have a lot of messages right here. I'll deal with those off the recording. But here's a look at the team. Jerry Jeudy up to an 83, 84 with the morale. Russ Thomas playing up to an 80 with morale. Travis Kelce back up to a 99. Cartwright and Patterson unfortunately only have star, but they are developing really well. It does look like Henderson was our only star, or our only rookie better than a star development, our only superstar rookie. The rest of them, Lopez, Wright, they both had both had stars, sorry. Lopez, though, he's playing up to an 82 right now. I think I might just trade off Harrison Phillips next year because he's almost the same overall, and Harrison Phillips really wasn't that good last year. I mean, he was okay, he had a lot of tackles for loss, but only 2 sacks, so I think I might just rock with Lopez, we'll have to see. But yeah, this was a really surprising season, and let's see if we can take down the Baltimore Ravens here. All right, we have a breakout for Khalil Williams. If we could get this, that would be insane. Hold the Ravens to less than 100 rushing yards. I don't think that's going to happen. Or get Khalil Williams 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 tackle for loss, or 1 sack. That's a very, very doable. I think I might make him the #1 rush player in like every position just to get that. I might do that. Is that kind of cheese? Maybe, but I don't know. We'll see. Alright, I didn't do it for every position, but I did it for rush left end and rush right end. Hopefully we can get that, but we'll just have to see. But let's see if we can take down the 9-8 Baltimore Ravens. And unfortunately, as I expected, we do lose, and holy shit, we have negative $32 million in cap. Probably because of all the picks I have this year, but oh my god. But yeah, unfortunately we do lose. But overall, I think this season was a success. But let's get into the off season, and then we'll get into our 3rd and final year of the rebuild. Oh my god. 7 upgrade points for Russ Thomas. He had to have won MVP and Offensive Rookie of the Year. That reminds me, I said I was gonna check yearly awards, but I forgot to, so let's check that. I'm gonna guess, yeah, he won MVP. And clearly, if you win MVP, you're gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year too. This has to be like the best season for a rookie of all time by a lot. Any defensive players for Defensive Player of the Year, obviously? No, there aren't. Why does it... Oh, that was Offensive Player of the Year, not off... Okay, I see. So he won MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Offensive Rookie of the Year. That makes sense. James Flores was #2. Obviously not gonna beat that Russ Thomas season. But he did also have a very good year himself. He had almost 1,000 yards and I believe 7 touchdowns. Dom Cage, I think he was our backup running back. I'm not fully sure what he did, but he must have been decent. Defensively, Jalen Wright was #2, unfortunately. Tyler Gamble with 5 interceptions was only #4. That surprises me. Khalil Williams was #5. And Thomas Henderson was all the way down at 10. So yeah, overall, that was an insane season. And I'm curious. Okay, thankfully Russ Thomas did get star dev. If he didn't, I was gonna force it anyways, because fuck you, EA. Oh, I see why he's playing well. Look at his number. He's wearing #12, literally the greatest football number of all time. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Imagine that was actually a thing in Madden. If your quarterback wears 12, he just fucking pops off. But yeah, dude, he's playing up to an 87 overall coming off of his rookie year. He's a base 84, obviously, but that is just insane. But here, let's check re-signings. I don't know if there will be anyone else of importance. Probably not. Also, I think the game's gonna crash. No, it didn't. Okay. Okay, so I don't really think there's anyone yeah, there's nobody here I need to re-sign. So let's just get into the off-season. I don't know if I'm going to sign any free agents at all. There might be some player that brings some value to my team, but I really doubt it. Actually, wait. Oh, we have $104 million in cap space. How did we go from -32 to 104? That makes sense. What are we, the New Orleans Saints or something? What the fuck? So there's nobody here I need to cut or anything, obviously, because we have $104 fucking million. Coming off of a playoff season, having $104 million is insane. Okay, Denzel Ward is here, and Josh Allen. Our pass rush was not that good last year. Let's see what I can do for this final year. Alright, so I am going to be going after only 2 players here. Those 2 players are Denzel Ward and Kareem Hunt, both former Browns at this point. I would go for more players, but I have so many picks this year that if I sign all these players, I just won't have a need for these picks. I would go for Josh Allen. It's kind of hard to explain, but he's a speed rusher, and with our rush defensive ends, for some reason, they're both set to power rusher, and I don't know how to switch it away from that, if that makes any sense. It might have to do with playbook and everything, but our defensive playbook has been good, so I don't want to switch that, so I'm just not going to sign him. But yeah, I'm going to try and get Denzel Ward and Kareem Hunt. Our running game has been a little lacking, and I think Kareem Hunt would fix that. It seems like he always just dominates in Madden Sim, like he dominated that woman. And Denzel Ward, we're giving him a lot of fucking money. We're giving him like 21 per year, 22 per year almost. Which, you know, with Xavien Howard getting fucking 25 per year, that's honestly a good deal for Denzel Ward. Hopefully these two sign. If they don't, I might cry. Alright, so I got Kareem Hunt, I got Denzel Ward, and I decided to say fuck it and get Josh Allen anyways. I saw he's an 84 overall power rusher, so it's much better than what we had there. I had to pay him like 25 million a year or 26 mil a year, which is a lot, but I'm not really going to be doing anything else with that money anyways, so I thought why not just spend it. So here's a look at the roster. That improved the team so much. Javian Hawkins has been a good surprise, but Kareem Hunt is just better. Getting Denzel Ward makes it so Henderson can be our number 2 corner. Our number 3, I'm probably going to make Gamble over Crossan. Our D-line is looking great. I might just get rid of Harrison Phillips and start Lopez, but I'm not sure. Our middle linebackers aren't the best in the world, but they're not bad. I realized I'm clicking the controller right next to the mic. That's probably not a good idea. I'm so professional. Now the pass rushers are great. We have Josh Allen and this Whitehead guy. I don't know why. Hold on, what's his name? Philip Whitehead. Isn't that an actual NFL player? Okay, no, it's not. It's a British politician that is dead. Okay, never mind. I'm dumb. The main weaknesses of this team are strong safety, middle linebacker, and I guess center and left guard, but really, Ben Powers has been playing well, and Brandon Jones has been playing really well. So really the main needs that I see are center, even though Will Clapp is the GOAT, and middle linebacker, just because David Long hasn't been amazing. He hasn't been bad. He's put up solid stats, but he hasn't been amazing. So in the draft, I think I'm mostly going to be looking for those positions. I don't think I really need anything else, so I might just sim most of it, but we'll see what we can get. I realized I forgot to set the scouts and everything, so that's kind of a problem, but I don't normally do that anyways. So I will see you guys in the draft, and hopefully we can get some good players to finish this team off. Pause. Alright, here we are in the 2023 NFL Draft, and we have the number 3 overall pick. I have no idea what we're going to do with this pick, honestly. I haven't seen this draft class at all, as usual. Good thing we don't need a quarterback, because it looks like there's one guy and then everyone else looks terrible. If there's like a top 5 lineman here, I might go for that. I really don't know what to do here. Alright, I'll start looking through this class. I'm probably just going to look for a guy that can play center, and I will see you when I find that guy, hopefully. Pause, kind of. Alright, I think the best lineman here is Adam Downing, 22 years old. Ooh, low bench press though, I don't know. But he does have B impact block, B pass block finesse, and A run block finesse. The other guy I saw was, I think it was this guy right here, right? Yeah, Norman Harold, 22 years old, 36 bench press reps, B pass block power, B run block, A run block finesse. I think this guy's better. Yeah, I'm gonna go Norman Harold. Alright, he has hidden development, 90 strength. We'll have to see the rest of his stats later on because EA, but this guy looks amazing. Now that I say that, he'll probably be like a 68 overall, and I took him at number 3 overall, but we'll see. Alright, with this pick, I'm gonna take a middle linebacker, but I'm torn between 3 players. The first one is Mitch Colbert, or Colbert, I don't know. 21 years old, ran a 4.61, which is fine, and he has A tackle, A impact block, which I always forget matters for defensive players now for some reason, and B finesse moves. So the stuff I do see of him is good, it's just I don't see a lot of really important stuff like coverage, pursuit. I do see tackling, but I don't know. Then there's Ryan Cody, 22 years old, ran a 4.54, that's a little better. He is the strongest in the class with 28 reps. A play rec, which I like. B awareness, but only C hit power. The power moves doesn't really matter. It's not like I'm going to play him off the edge or something. We really know nothing about him other than his play rec, which is an important stat, but I'm not sure. And his awareness, obviously, but I just don't know. And then the last one is Jonathan Garland, 21 years old. No, this is the wrong player, I think. No, this is right. A awareness, C man coverage, but F pursuit. I didn't notice that. B finesse moves. I don't think it's going to be him. I don't like that pursuit rating. So I think who I'm going to go with here is Mitch Colbert, I don't know how you say it. He's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, but I like the A tackle, and he's only 21 years old, so let's go with him. All right, he has 88 speed. Wow, that is a lot faster than I expected. Okay, and he does have hidden development. This player is nice, question mark. I don't know how good his overall is going to be, but he looks really promising. And I think with this next pick, I'm just going to go Cody. He was the other guy I was torn between. He's faster, so he's probably going to have like 89 speed. And he's really strong, and I love the A play recognition and the B awareness, so let's take him. He only has normal, unfortunately. He does have 89 speed like I expected. The 82 strength is nice. This guy kind of looks like an outside linebacker. I might try and figure something out there, I'll have to see. But with that, I think I'm just going to sim out the entirety of the rest of this class, and let's hope we can get some good players. Alright, here looking at the draft recap, we took some fucking amazing players. The first 3 picks were all a 75, a 75, and a 74. So Mitch Colbert was the better middle linebacker, but Cody I guess will be a nice 4th piece, which is insane to say, because he's a 75 overall rookie, or 74. This Franklin Burst guy, I did not take, but I was kind of thinking about taking a receiver, and I'm glad the CPU did, because this guy is nice. 23 years old, unfortunately, but he is a 78 overall with 97 speed, 81 deep route, and 86 spec catch. That's nice. This guy is good. Enrique Britt. Okay, so he's a pure elusive back, only 5'9", but he is 209, so he's a little beefy, I guess. Pause. Hidden development, 94 speed. Damn, son. With 78 trucking, this guy's pretty well balanced. In real life, I would love to have a player like this. That's a really high upside guy. It did take a free safety who does have hidden. I kind of want to start him, but I don't know. Brandon Jones has been really good. I might start this guy, I might not, I'm not sure. Aaron Pearson, 73 overall, normal development. Howie Buckley, 70 overall, also normal development, but a good depth piece for the O-line. Jamal Lucas, 70 overall, hidden, or normal development. Morris Thompson, 69 overall with hidden. Ooh, okay. Cameron Russell, 69 overall, unfortunately only normal, but a solid player. So this was a really good class. This seems like more players than I got last year. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but this does seem like a lot more. Did I see a 24-year-old player? That's disgusting. This guy is terrible. What the fuck? Yeah, this was a really, really great draft class. Let me reorder the team and everything, and I will show you guys the team for the final year of this rebuild. This has been a crazy one. Alright, this team had so many players that I actually had to cut 11 players in week 1 of the preseason. Normally you don't have to cut players until week 4. I had to cut 11 in week 1, meaning we had, 86 players on the roster? Yeah. This might be weird to say, but this is actually a really feasible way to rebuild a team. Just completely tear it down and get draft picks. But yeah, dude, this is an absolutely disgusting roster. The O-line is very young and plays way better than their overalls. It's one of the best playing offensive lines I have had in a rebuild before. We obviously have Travis Kelce. The receiving core isn't a high overall, but it's really deep, like our number 4 is a 78 overall. The running back room is just absurd. It's all 75 and up. And it drafted this Britt guy, what's his first name? Enrique Britt. He's going to be our number 2 back. Russ Thomas won MVP Offensive Player of the Year and Offensive Rookie of the Year in his rookie year. Taking a look at the defense, I feel bad about it, but I think I am going to start the rookie, strong safety, Theo Lucas. I moved him over to strong safety. He was a free safety. The edge rushers, I want to show you guys something real quick. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left outside linebackers, all 67 plus. Over half of them, 70 overall and up. So that is disgusting. I know I'm using that word a lot, but we have way too much depth on this team, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm just going to have to end up cutting most of these players. So yeah, like I said, this is a really broken way to rebuild a team. This isn't just a feasible way to rebuild a team. This is a truly broken way to rebuild a team. It's very unrealistic, don't get me wrong, but it's good. We're an 83 overall. We're going to have 70 overall plus players that we're going to have to cut. But getting back into the defense, the D-line is incredibly deep. We have backups that are starter quality. Same with every position on the team. We have this Ballantyne guy that I didn't even notice he has star dev. I think I'm going to start him, honestly. No, I'm going to start Gamble, but he'll be the number 4. This is a nice pass rush duo, like I was saying. The middle linebackers are looking good now. We have 4 really good players there. So yeah, dude, this team is really young, almost entirely on rookie contracts, and there are a lot of dev traits. So I'm excited to see how this team does this year. We'll probably end up having a worse season than last year because that's EA for you, but I will see you guys at the mid-season point. Alright, so here at the mid-season point, we are 4-3. Obviously worse than last year, but not too bad. We're still winning, obviously. We have a winning record. Number 2 in the division, though, behind the Patriots. Now, I did trade away a few players instead of cutting them. I traded them for picks in case, for whatever reason, I do continue this rebuild. Unfortunately, in the players I traded, I did trade Brandon Jones, but I made sure to trade him to a team where he would actually start. But looking at the defense, Colbert does unfortunately only have stars, same with Lucas. There are still a couple players down here that don't have their depth trait revealed yet, but on the offensive side of the ball, Harold also does unfortunately only have star. I have to move Britt to the number 2, I didn't realize he wasn't there. But so far, this team isn't doing too bad. I honestly thought we were going to be pretty bad at the midseason point this year just because that's how Madden is. It seems like the better team you have, the worse you do. Let me check the stats real quick. I want to see if there's a pretty clear reason this team is doing bad. Well, Thomas isn't doing as good as he was last year. That seems like a theme with rookie quarterbacks in this game now. It seems like they'll have an amazing rookie year and then they'll just kind of fall off. I don't know why that is, but it just seems like a theme. With the O-line, Ben Powers is actually doing pretty poorly. I think I might bench him for one of the rookies. But other than that, our line is playing out of their minds. Most players on our line haven't let up a single sack all season. In terms of sacks, we're doing pretty well. We're on track for 10 for a couple players. Other than those 2, though, the rest of them aren't really doing anything, but those 2 are kind of carrying picks. We don't really have many. So it looks like the problem is just a step back from our quarterback, a step back from Will Powers, a step back from our pass rush depth, and a step back from our secondary in general. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave mostly everything the same. I'm just going to bench Ben Powers. He's been good for a lot of this rebuild, just unfortunately he kind of stopped being good, it seems like. So I think we're going to start Morris Thompson there. He's a rookie, he has hidden dev. Hopefully he can develop into something by the end of this, and hopefully he plays better than not Connor Williams, Ben Powers has been. Re-signings, we have a few, but I'll do those off camera because I doubt I'm gonna redo this rebuild, but just in case, you know, I'll sign them. But that's all there really is to talk about here, and I will see you guys at the end of the season. Alright, here we are at the end of year number 3, and we are in the playoffs. Not with an ideal record, we are only 10-7, meaning we finished the season 6-4, which is about how we started it. Also, I just thought I would say this now. If you've made it this far into this video and you haven't already, be sure to like the video and subscribe. I mean, if you've made it this far, you must enjoy it. Like, you might as well do that anyways. So be sure to do that. I would appreciate that a ton. And if you want to go above and beyond, be sure to turn on notifications for my channel so you can get notified whenever I upload or go live. I am planning on doing that a lot. But I'll stop whoring out now. I just wanted to get that out of the way quick. But yeah, we're in the playoffs, dude. I was hoping we would do a little better, but I will definitely take that. We're up to an 85 overall, obviously. I say that as I click out of it. We do have a few upgrades though. But yeah, we're up to an 85 overall. Let's take a look at the roster real quick. Just one final look before the playoffs of the final year. I'm not going to go over every position individually, but you know, everyone's developing. Unfortunately, Britt hasn't had his development revealed yet, but I think he has X Factor. Honestly, with the way he's developing, he's already up to an 80 with minimal snaps, either as Superstar or X Factor. Thompson looks like he played pretty well, developed quite a bit. The rest of the O-line, Williams is up to an 86, Cartwright's up to an 82, Kelsey has developed a little bit, Jerry Judy's playing up to an 86, Kareem Hunt's playing up to a 92. I said I wasn't going to go over every player, but I basically am. Valentine does only have star, unfortunately. Silvers hasn't had his revealed yet. But yeah, this team is looking amazing. I almost regret starting Lucas because Jones probably would have been at the same overall right now and playing better, but whatever. But let's check the season stats and awards real quick. I know I checked this at the mid-season, but that was just mostly to see what the problem was. Russ Thomas looks like he turned his season around. 4,400 yards, 35 touchdowns, 11 picks. 11 is kind of a lot, but not too bad. I'll take that. Kareem Hunt, 1,300 yards, 4.7 per carry, and 7 touchdowns. Enrique Britt had 11 touchdowns. I kind of want to cheat and see what his dev trait is, but I think he'll If you want to see what his dev trade is, if you care that much, stick around until the very end, which you probably will if you've already made it all the way here. 1,200 yards for Judy and 6 touchdowns, almost 908 touchdowns for Burst, 852 and 6 for, I think it'll show by the end of this, so. And Travis Kelce had 820 yards and 9 touchdowns. Not that good of a receiving season, but I guess nothing will really compare to that, like, second season we had. Jonah Williams and Max Patterson were amazing. Only 8 sacks each for tackles is great. Thompson stepped in and only let up 3 sacks the whole year. I guess it was half a year, but still. He would have only had 6 if he played the whole year. Powers would have had 10, so I think I made the right choice in starting Thompson over him. Harold started off letting up 0 sacks for the first half, but let up 3 in the second half, so had a worse second half of the year, but not bad, and Cartwright played just very well. Alright, defensive sacks. Josh Allen had 13 and a half. It looks like that was a good move, playing up to a 94 overall. Jalen Wright had 11 and a half sacks. He's just a monster. I'm so glad I drafted him. Obviously, a superstar development, that's just amazing. Only 6 from Lopez. Well, not only, but that was our 3rd best. That's not as high as I would have hoped, but for Lopez, that's good. I like that. He wasn't even playing starting snaps, and he got 6 sacks, so that's great. That's a really hard thing to say. He wasn't getting starting snaps, and he ended up with 6 sacks. That sounds like a fucking Dr. Seuss poem type beat. Whoa, these are weird numbers. Okay, so Denzel Ward had 6 interceptions. In total, we only had 10 picks on the year, and Denzel Ward was responsible for 6 of them. Gamble was a bit of a letdown. We took a gamble on him, and he wasn't that good. I'm sorry. He had 5 picks last year, only 1 this year. Playing up to a 76 though. Damn, okay, cool. But yeah, Theo Lucas actually did pretty well. 2 picks, not too bad. 4 pass deflections. That would be cool if I could speak. And 40 catches allowed. So overall, this team was very, very good. I should check yearly awards real quick too. God damn, I just crashed my game. That was cool. I didn't crash it, but it looked like it was gonna crash. Everything went black. So MVP was Lamar Jackson. No Dolphins, unfortunately. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Russ Thomas was at number 10. I was just about to say no Dolphins. Defensive Player of the Year, Josh Allen was at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Franklin Burse unfortunately gets second to Antoine Kirkpatrick, who is an 84 overall. He's probably a running back, I would guess, if he's that high of an overall already, but I'm not sure. Speaking of running backs, Enrique Britt with like 11 or 13 touchdowns or whatever he had, got number 3 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Mitch Colbert came in at number 2. Theo Lucas came in at number 4. Unfortunately, again, we can't win the Rookie of the Year, just getting beaten out by 1. But I didn't notice, but Mitch Colbert must have had a really good year to get number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year, so I don't know, must have had a lot of tackles or something, but I don't really feel like checking, I'm not gonna lie. So, without further ado, I'm kind of scared that we're going to lose. We probably will. But here we are in the playoffs against the Houston Texans. I would watch the game, but as I've said in previous rebuilds, my computer can't really handle that while recording. For whatever reason, it just lags like crazy. But I could at some point, you have to let me know if you want to see that. Also, taking a look at the division, everyone finished between 8 and 10 wins. That was a really tight division. But I'll stop stalling now. I really just can't speak right now, but let's see if we can take down the 79 overall Houston Texans. I sure hope so, but we probably won't. And we do, only by 3 points, but we beat the Houston Texans. Here we are going up against the 10-7, 88 overall Cincinnati Bengals. We do have a few upgrades. Let's see what that is. Just Allen Brazil. I tried to move him to tight end because he's huge, but he dropped like 3 overall, so whatever. That's besides the whole point of the rebuild, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just stalling, I guess. But here we are taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Mixon apparently had 21 rushing touchdowns. That is disgusting, but let's see if we can take down the Cincinnati Bengals. Either way, this was a pretty successful rebuild considering everything we did to this poor team, but let's see if we can beat them. And we do! I fully expected to lose that. We only win by 4 points. We win 32-28, but we actually beat the better team there. I didn't mean to click the playoff bracket, but you know, we might as well look at it. So in the conference championship, we actually have a really cool rivalry matchup between the number 1 seed Dallas Cowboys and the number 3 seed San Francisco 49ers. Words are hard right now for me. funny. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my brain, but like I can't think right now. I can't think straight, only gay. I don't know. But yeah, we took down the Texans, we took down the Bengals. Hopefully we can beat the Chiefs. I don't think we can, but we can always hope and pray. They're only 9-8, and they're a lower overall than the Cincinnati Bengals were, so all signs point to us being able to beat them, but we probably won't. Upgrades, let's see what we have. Anything major? Actually, yeah, some pretty important pieces to this team. Our center, our fourth corner, and our third receiver. So let's upgrade them, or I guess he's our fourth receiver now because we had drafted that one guy, but still. So here we are against the Kansas City Chiefs. Nothing else to do now except sim to the Super Bowl. Let's see if we can take them down. And unfortunately, we cannot. It's going to be a Chiefs-Cowboys Super Bowl. That's a really cool... Wow, I just can't speak. That's a really cool Super Bowl, and actually a pretty realistic one. Those are two really good teams in real life, but unfortunately, we do lose. This is a final look at the team. I'm not going to go into any depth on it, but just here's the offense. Pretty damn good. Here's the defense. Pretty damn good. Everything about this team just ended up working out better than I would have expected, and I definitely won't complain about that. But if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment down below of what kind of video you want to see next. I'm trying to hit like 50 subs by the end of the month. I think that's very, very doable, and I should probably set that goal higher, but just be sure to sub if you're still here and you haven't already. So thank you all for watching. This has been a really fun rebuild. This has probably been the best rebuild I've done so far, or at least the most fun for me. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on notifications, all that good shit, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Goodbye.